Welcome to today's session. So far, we have learned a lot about HTML, but today let's talk about CSS. So, using HTML, we were structuring our website. We were giving the correct format, we added the tables, we added list, we added a form, we created a lot of things using HTML. With everything that we created was really simple. There was nothing fascinating in that web pages. So today we are going to come to the step where we are going to make our web pages very fascinating and very beautiful. You can see my screen has learned CSS written, but the CSS word is written in different colors. There are different shapes. Everything is there. So you can see how beautiful and fascinating it is for the user to read it. So if you want to make your website very fascinating, you should use CSS. See, every time whatever looks beautiful, it always attracts your eyes, correct? So the next step comes is CSS. When you develop your website, try to make it more beautiful so that everyone is attracted to your website. Now let's talk about what is CSS. The full form of CSS is Cascading Styled Sheet. It is used to make your web page very beautiful. It is used to add the color, it is used to add the font size, it is used to add background color, it is used to add the font name which you want to use. So whatever makes it look very beautiful is your CSS. So using HTML, you were developing a simple structure. Now you will add a CSS in your HTML document. You're not going to do this separately. You're going to put this in HTML so that it looks beautiful. So the single word for HTML was structure, to remember about it. Now the single word for CSS is presentable. If you want to make your website presentable, you use CSS. Using CSS, you can give the font color, how much space you want, and the best part is you can give to all the web pages. Consider you want to style all the web pages in the same way, you can just write one code and apply to all the web pages. Consider you want all your web pages to look different, have different styles, you can do that also. So both the thing is possible and it's very easy to learn and understand. Now let's look at the features of CSS. So CSS saves time. Now, like I told you, you can create one CSS sheet and use it in all HTML web pages. So you just have to create one document of CSS and consider your website is of 50 files, you can apply in all the files. So that's easier to do it. Easy maintenance. So once you make the changes, consider in one document and you have applied to all, it gets updated in all the documents. Search engine. It is considered a clean coding technique, which means search engines won't have to struggle to read its content. It's easier for search engines to understand. Consider you're giving the color. So it's easier for search engine to understand what color is given and it changes the code according to that color. Superior styles to HTML. Now there is a lot to do in CSS also and in HTML also. But when you compare to HTML, CSS has a lot of things to make it beautiful. With HTML, you are doing just structure. But it doesn't mean that you should use only CSS. If you want to use CSS in your document, HTML is very important. That's the base part actually. Offline browsing. So you can locally, now consider we are creating our web pages locally in our system. We are able to access that even if we use CSS. So you can access them offline. Now let's see how is the syntax. First we do the selector. What is the meaning of selector? It has two parts. One is the selector and one is the declaration block. But let me tell you what is selector first and then we will go to declaration. Selector means for which element you want to apply style. You want to apply to H1, paragraph, button, radio button. For whatever you want to apply style, that is referred to as selector. Then we have declaration. How we do declaration is we do the declaration in curly brackets. So color is your property and blue, you want it to be blue color, that is your value. So what is standardized? This color, font size, all these are standardized. You can't change this. These names are fixed. So this is your property. What can be changed is value. Instead of blue, you can add pink color, you can add red color, you can add any color which you want. And for font size also, you can change the value. You can decide what size you want to keep for the value, correct? For the element, I mean. So for example, see here, color is the property and blue is the value. Color word is going to be fixed, that is your property. Font size is going to be fixed, that is your property. What can be changed is your value. It always ends with a semicolon and there are curly brackets around here. You can see, and there is semicolon at the end. Now let's see how we have done. Now how this CSS works is, to apply CSS in your document, you need to use style tag. Which tag? Style tag. Style tag is always written in the head tag. You should write style tag in your head tag and consider you have written the style. Then I want to apply the style for H1. So I have written H1. You put the properties, you close it. You want to apply for paragraph and close it. Let's go to the code part and execute it. So before we do this, let me come here and add style tag. Style tag is added. Okay, now in body we have written CSS in HTML. I'm going to write paragraph. CSS is cascading style sheet. It is used to style our web page. It makes web page more fascinating. I'll close paragraph. So I have saved my document. I'll show you how the document looks without CSS. You can see simply two text is written. One is heading, one is paragraph. That is in the plain black color. Background is white. Now let me show you how to style something. First thing, you can style single element, this single element separately, or either you can style full body. First we will do styling of full body. So you will write body. The element which you want to style, that is declaration. Body is the declaration. I open the curly bracket, we press enter. Now in between this, I am going to write background color because I want to give the background color. So I'll give a light game. I'll save this. I'll show you the output. You can see how the color is changed. Now I want to apply just for this H2. So I'll write my element H2. H2. Now I'm going to give it a color. So if you write color, that is going to be a text color. I'll keep it blue. Let me show you the output. You can see the heading is in blue. Correct? Wait a second. Okay, that is the reason the background was not working. Now I have given the background color on the top also. I'll show you if we give the background color just to element how it works. You can see there is a pink for this. There is the text color change. There is the background color change. So this way you can do anything to your web page and make it look really beautiful. Now consider for the paragraph, I'm going to give the color. Let me give the color red. You can see the color is changed. If this color is not clearly visible, I'll make it the understandable color red. So we added the background color using the body element. Then we added heading. Heading was styled using H1 or H2. We added the background color different for that, different color for this, different color same for the paragraph. So this is how you style your web page. You can do a lot of things in your web page. We will see more in the coming classes. Thank you so much.